Hello guys, welcome to the weekly recap 2. Now we are making a video of my backtest of a week after my first weekly recap. This is my second one, which is the second week of July 2023, where my weekly bias was bullish. Even here my weekly bias was bullish, and next week is also bullish. So now we'll go to the lower time frames and see what happened. The weekly bias is bullish, obviously the daily bias is bullish. Daily, I'm anticipating if it's a bullish week, if it's gonna be a bullish week, might be Monday or Tuesday will make the low of the week and then continue to go up according to the volume and strength of the trend, right? We know that. So let's see what the trend and what's the strength of the trend, and according to that we'll look where the low of the week has been made, and then continue heading towards the upside. As we can see, Thursday and Friday were clearly very bullish, so we can anticipate the Monday to make a quick low of the day and then continue to the upside. Keeping that in mind, we'll go in the lower time frames and pretty much look for trading opportunities. The 1 hour replay mode is not working as always. It's a S9, but let's go to the 15 and hope that 15 works. This was NFP week. This was the backtest that I've done last previous weekly breakdown. I have done this, and clearly this week my bias is bullish. Also last week it was bullish. It was a beautiful week. Caught some trades, lost some, won some. At the end of the week we were profitable, so that's what matters to us. And now let's see what Monday did, what Tuesday did. Let's see a quick recap of the week. Here we can clearly see Monday, this was the demand zone that I was looking for. There was no news, both London and New York. Monday was no news. Normally we don't trade Mondays, but because there was no news and also the price action was looking very clean, and so we thought of taking the trades. Here we can see the Asian, our bias is bullish, right? This demand zone is strong because of this break of structure right here, because this demand zone broke structure to the upside. This was the hourly demand right here. This was the hourly demand, as you can see, H1. This was the M15 demand. So the market can have the move from here or here, or it can not have the move also, but in our strategy it says that a move from here or there would be very nice if that happens. Clearly here we can see 12:30, not 12:30, it's 11:30 pre London session. There's a session called Frankfurt session, as we know by now. Frankfurt session made the fake move, came down. Literally it was the move, to be honest. London session we got the move, boom, we got the move, caught it, but it was a break-even trade. London session was a break-even trade if I had taken that. And you can see this M15 demand zone was mitigated. Literally this demand zone got swept. This external liquidity here got swept. After sweeping this external liquidity, the price, after sweeping this external liquidity in the hourly time frame, if I go, there was huge selling pressure. As you can see, huge selling candles, huge sellers coming in the market. And then after sweeping this liquidity, this hourly demand didn't got mitigated by a bit, and literally it had the move. There was no 15 minutes, there was a 15 minutes rejection this week, but not one of the strongest, not one of the best trades, but I backtested it due to backtesting purposes. And yeah, at the end of the day this was a winner, so we have to journal it and keep this trade in mind. Now we go to, literally this trade played out to the T, and if I show you here, this trade was somewhere around here, I guess. It's hidden, I guess. I took this trade, man. Where the hell did this trade went? Okay, so it got deleted, it seems, and no problem. We took the trade here, hold it through this London session, got a beautiful 1:10 risk to reward. This was a winner, 1:10 risk to reward. New York session trade, beautiful. And then on to Tuesday now. As we can see, news at 11:30 AM pre-London. So whenever there is news before pre-London, that's to be honest, that's not for our concern, because we trade only after 1:30. IST or 12:30, that I'm gonna decide through backtesting, but let's see. Tuesday, literally the market made a huge move. 11:30 again 11:30, which is Frankfurt session, as we know from by now, made the move early on. So the market was so bullish on Monday. Why will it make sense to come back all the way down here? And there was no beautiful demand zones. There was one demand zone here, you can debate. This was a demand zone on the 15 minutes, but not one of the strongest. I didn't like it, so I marked this fair value gap. As you can see, it was the H4 fair value gap. But even though the price, due to huge momentum, literally this was a continuation setup, we have to keep that in mind. And nowadays continuation setups are also playing out beautifully. So yeah, that's also a thing to keep in mind. As you can clearly see here, this is a continuation setup in the demand zone. I am not confident taking these setups as of now, but after backtesting maybe I will. Clearly we can see the price came back to the demand zone, which happened on Frankfurt session. London session came in, joined in the trend, boom, we got a 1:3. We bounced. After getting this trade, we bounced from this trade. In the hourly, if we go, it was a up week, came down, and then literally went to the upside. Not one of the best trades again, but it is what it is. A win is a win at the end of the day. And on to Wednesday now. So Wednesday, I was looking for a demand zone here, but ask yourself, you will mark a demand zone here, demand zone here, demand zone here, doesn't matter. Wherever the Asian session closed, according to the Asian range, you have to adapt your demand zone. This was the Asian session on Wednesday, so the closest demand zone, as per the strength of the trend is so much. Literally the market is going up and up and up, so it doesn't make sense to go all the way down towards the last demand zone to make a move, according to me, according to my experience in the market. So keeping that in mind, I marked that demand zone on Wednesday. And also keep in mind, Wednesday there was CPI, there was US dollar CPI. If I show you here, economic calendars, there was US inflation rate, GBP, there was no news. So we can trade London session, but we can't or we won't trade CPI. Clear? Here we got stopped out. This trade we took while backtesting. It was perfect. Everything we want to see in a trade was here. London session, it was a London session trade, but it was CPI day, so not ideal to trade, but we traded anyways. This was 1:30 our timing to execute for a trade, but this was an inducement. Clearly we can see, because the Asian low didn't got swept. Because the Asian low didn't got swept, just because the Asian low didn't got swept, literally I didn't took this trade. I waited for the inducement. After this inducement, I executed this trade. In the hourly, there was huge selling momentum here, but 15 minutes start to show some buying pressure, as you can see this candle here, and we took the trade, lost. This was the first loss of our backtesting, and losses are part of the game. We can't do nothing about them, and it is what it is. And then CPI came in 6 p.m. Indian Standard Time. CPI came in, literally one candle was enough for our profit. But we don't trade news, we stick to our plan, so no problem here. So now on to Thursday. Wednesday there was CPI, so not an ideal day to trade. So whereas Thursday also there is a lot of news, goods, GDP, GBP news, dollar news. But if I go to the forexfactory.com, there's news on 11:30 London, so that's not that big of a concern. What the fuck is this? Even the 15 minutes is not working now. This mother father gentleman, please. Also, we have to, every trade that I've shown you now, I correlated it with DXY, so I cannot show all of them in this backtesting video, but you have to keep that in mind. Every trade that I've shown you there was correlated with this DXY, so that's also a very important thing to know. Here we can see now it's finally working. Thursday was a continuation setup again, but this continuation trade I would not have taken. Why? Because there was no 11:30 again, pre-Frankfurt or Frankfurt session. Every time Frankfurt session is making the move 11:30. This is a pattern in the markets. Made the up move. It didn't came all the way down here, so we didn't took the trade, but it was a continuation setup. And Thursday was a huge bullish week. There was lots of news, US news, which was against the dollar. Friday there was no news, no GBP news, no dollar news. So Friday is an ideal day to trade. Now we go to the hourly. This trading view glitch is literally finally, will it work? No. So we have to go to the dollar. Made the dollar work, and yeah, clearly we can see Friday the Asian high got swept. Obviously, if we want to buy GBP USD, we want to sell dollar. So for selling dollar, we want the Asian high to get swept, exactly what we want. So that's what we have seen, and we have taken a trade here on GBP USD. As you can see, the Asian low got swept. There was a beautiful demand on the 15 minutes. Clearly you can see there was an hourly demand here, but first we mark two zones. We mark our order blocks on hourly and 15 minutes time frame. So this hourly was very far down, but I was also monitoring this, but also monitoring this at the same time. Whereas in the hourly time frame, we can see after the sellers have pushed the market down, there was a weak rejection from this demand zone. This week here, you can see this week, I'm talking about this shows us that now the sellers are losing momentum, and now maybe the buyers will gain momentum here. And it was a beautiful trade, to be honest with you. Again, it's not showing, so I have to go to the dollar again, but it was a beautiful trade. Let me show you. Asian low got swept, demand zone, liquidity sweep, and then the trade played out. Wow, even the dollar is not working now. So this glitch is okay, no problem. Asian low got swept. This liquidity here got swept on the 15 minutes. One hour started to show rejection from this zone. And the higher time frame bias was bullish. 12:30 p.m. move. It was a 12:30 p.m. news. Okay. So you can see here we trade at 1:30 Indian Standard Time, right? This is 12:15. You can clearly see 12:15. This is the first trade that I've seen that have made the move. That has made the move on 12:30. Always Frankfurt session. The volume starts kicking in the market, as I've noticed until now, and the move we take our trade at London Open, which is 1:30. But here this trade particularly was at 12:30 p.m. so we have to keep that in mind, and it's literally not working. It's getting on my nerves now, but yeah, this trade plays out beautifully. Asian low gets swept, liquidity gets swept, but this trade was on 12:30 p.m. That's the only downside about this, but I have journaled this as this trade is 12:30 p.m. and I've also made this video, so we'll keep that in mind. And yeah, 12:30 also sometime the move will happen, but I'm not confident until now. Let me backtest more and then we'll know. Clearly this trade was a winner, but don't know how to show you. Let me go to the 4 hourly. Even the 4 hour is not working now. Okay, finally it worked. So now here you can see, if I go to the hourly time frame, look at my TP. Exactly, my TP got hit, right? I can't make this up, bro. Really. Asian low got swept, liquidity here got swept, external liquidity from here got swept. Boom, a weak rejection on the 15 minutes, a weak rejection, and then the buyer starts kicking in the market. I am 100% sure that on the 1 minute or 5 minutes we got a change of character. We entered this market with full confidence because our setup appeared, and then boom, entered the market, our TP got hit to the T. 1:4 risk to reward. So overall this week was also profitable, but yeah, we have to be a lot of patience while trading this strategy, as I have noticed until now. But this strategy is genuinely profitable, and I'm gonna continue the back testing. Okay.